What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Heard the Word podcast. I'm Stevie Browning alongside co-host Jared West, and today we got our dog, man.
Corney, what's up, baby?
What's up, Coach Cornelius.
Cornelius.
What's up, fellas?
Perfect pass Jackson is what he used to say in practice.
Why'd y'all say that?
Because we do shooting every day, and Corney's putting it on the money.
Perfect passes.
Perfect pass Jackson.
Every time.
He averaged like career 6 assists. I just looked at it for the career.
Imagine what his coaching assists are in practice.
About 100
300-400 a day.
Absolutely.
Depends on who I'm passing it to. Depends on who I'm passing it to.
That's true. Today we're just gonna kind of get into your story, wherever you want to start from, man. Whatever you want to tell us, we're all ears, and we love to hear. So, man, let's jump into it.
It's your world, Corney.
It's your world,
man. So I'm from Oak Hill, West Virginia, born and raised in a town outside of Oak Hill, Harlem Heights, West Virginia. So, born and raised in Harlem Heights, grew up, went to Oak Hill High School. Out of high school, went to University of Tennessee.
So, hold on. How big was Oak Hill High School?
When I was in school, Oak Hill probably had about 1,000 to 1,200 students.
Oh, so it was a good size high school.
Yeah, we were AAA at the time. I think they're 4A now.
What year did you graduate?
Graduated 1996.
Y'all were pretty solid.
We were ranked top 5 in the state each year. Couldn't get past Woodrow.
That's a tough one to get past.
Yeah, we played them in the sectional. Right now,
it's tough.
And sometimes when we played, they would be number 1, we would be number 3,
yeah.
or we were both be in the top 5. So,
but only one from that side, yeah.
Only one from
That's
the section.
That's why they changed that rule.
Mm-hmm.
What was that, like 8 or 9 years ago? They changed it. If you win the section, you got to play another game.
Yeah, it's the sectional champ. So all you got to do is win the first game in the section.
Right. So but back then, man, it was some times, man. We had a lot of battles. So sophomore, junior, my freshman year, I played for my dad. Freshman, he was a freshman high school coach.
Oh, we got to talk about what that was like.
Yeah, that was wild. But played for him my freshman year. Then I played 3 years of varsity. So 1996, I was player of the year in the state. Signed with Tennessee. Went there for a year, had a coaching change, and I made probably the best decision, or one of the best decisions in my life, coming to Marshall.
Hold on, real quick. We got 2 state players of the year in here, Corney?
Two,
yes, sir. Love to hear it.
Two.
That's okay, Steve. It's all right.
Boo Latham stole mine.
That's tough.
Steve feeling salty.
That's tough.
So after that, man, came to Marshall. Had a pretty good career at Marshall. Had
y'all had a good team.
We did. We had played with 3 Hall of Famers, man. Fortunate. That's probably why the assist numbers I played with Tamar Slay, J.R. Van Hoos, and Travis Young. All 3 of those guys in the Hall of Fame. So probably has a lot to do with that assist number.
It definitely helps.
But those guys were good, man. We had a good team. We had a good coach. Good coaches. Our head coach is Greg White. Assistants Jeff Bowles, Greg Marshall, Steve Snell, Jeff Berghammer. So we had a good time, man. Good coaches, good atmosphere here. We stay in touch. We come back to Marshall, so it means a lot to us. So great decision coming back.
Nice. So that's so when you stopped playing and you transferred into coaching, what was that like? Because it's tough going from being a player on the court
right
to a coach when you can't get in and control the game.
Right. Well, when I got into coaching, I was fortunate. When I was done playing, I went and coached with my first coaching job was at West Virginia State University with Coach Poore. And Coach Poore was actually, when I transferred from Tennessee, Coach Poore was an assistant on staff, so he was on staff when I set out.
Marshall, right?
So I knew Coach Poore. So Coach Poore gave me an opportunity, so he knew me, and obviously I knew him, so that made my transition a lot easier. I was still young. I think I was 25 years old. So yeah, I was. Oof. I was 25.
Oh, you were fresh out.
Yeah, so I was 25 when I got with Coach Poore. So, we had some great players, great teams. We won 4 championships out of 6 years, as you can see right there. But I was 25, man. So coaching, it was new, but my talk was able to, my game was able to back up my talk.
Yeah.
So they listen.
So they listen.
They respect you.
Right.
But
right.
did you have the itch still to play though at 25?
You know what?
Because that's still young. That's in your prime. Corney.
Yeah. You know what? My story's a little different, man. I had twins my senior year in college when I was 23.
Okay.
So my twins were 2 years.
Right.
2 years old, and so my story was a little different when I got out. And Coach Poor made me kind of give him that promise. He said, "I'll give you this opportunity, but you can't up and leave me if you get a basketball opportunity."
Right.
And obviously I got home and got comfortable and was in a great situation with him. We were good. It was just rolling, man, and I decided to stick it out. But I'm the type of person, I don't have regrets. Once I make my decision, I'm all in. I move forward and I don't look back. So it's been good, man. I said 20. I'm 45, man. I've been doing this thing 20 years. 20 years. So it's
Putting
been
that
good.
time in, man.
Yeah, it's been good.
That's good.
It's been good, man.
So after state, so you were there 6 years, won 4 championships. That's fire.
That is fire.
Oh my gosh, that's a tough
and a
conference.
good league. Yeah, I was gonna say, that's a good league.
Especially around that time, that conference was loaded.
Yeah, we had some good players, man. We had Chris Dunn, Teddy Scott, Tony Cornett.
Ted Scott's didn't he win the all-time leading scorers at state?
I mean, all those guys have records at state. I mean, we had some good teams, man. So we were. I've been fortunate, man. I was trying to get back to Division I. I left state and I went to University of Tennessee Martin in Martin, Tennessee, in the Ohio Valley Conference, and was there. Got there, didn't know the head coach. Got there just through a coaching connection, and went there. I had interviewed for some jobs, didn't get them. But everything is in God's timing, really. I truly believe that, and was still at state winning, and University of Tennessee Martin opportunity came up, went there, was there 4 seasons, I believe. 4 seasons, and had a great experience, great time. It was a fairly young staff. We brought in my first year. We brought in 9 freshmen.
Oh,
yeah. So that was tough.
Yeah.
But we brought in 9 freshmen, 9 true freshmen, and was there 4 seasons. Man, met some great people, great experience. But transitioned from there to Cleveland State. Crazy story about that is, Coach Gary Waters was the head coach there, and he was actually the head coach at Kent State when I played here at Marshall.
Okay.
So what I did there, I took a page from my college coach Greg White's book, wrote letters. He used to say 5 letters a day.
I remember you told me
5 letters a day. So I used to write those guys letters, and kept in touch. No matter when I was at West Virginia State, UT Martin always kept in touch. They had an opportunity to come up on staff. Coach Jason G, who a lot of people are familiar with here, was at Charleston. He got the head job at Longwood, and then that's how I got on at Cleveland State. Yeah.
So we're kind of backtracking a little bit, but because I went through the transition too. But talk about the transition from going from a D1 athlete to D2, because it changes.
Right.
You're going on vans. You're going on buses. It's a grind for real.
Right. You know what, Steve? It made me appreciate. Because I went from the SEC to the MAC to the West Virginia Conference coaching.
Yeah.
And it just made me appreciate the little things. Driving the bus. We had great guys, so they made it fun. In the moment, do you have some complaints? Man, dang, we just played a game. I don't feel like driving back from Shepherd 6 hours. You know what I mean? But when you have good guys, you have a good team. They say winning cures everything. But Tony Cornett, that was my riding partner. He sat up in front with me. We turned the music on, Young Jeezy usually, and we would just ride, man. But it made me appreciate everything, man. I was the coach, I was the manager, I was
you did it all.
I tell the story about when I was there. We had to, that was 20 years ago, but we had to call and get meals. So let's say you were at Shoney's and you were at Burger King. I would have to call around to get the cheapest. Okay, Shoney's won't do it for $12. Burger King will.
So you had to do all the logistics.
Right.
You were the assistant coach, recruiter, manager, ops.
Right. You were all of it, man. You were all of it. But you know what, man? Again, I was in a great situation. Coach Poor was great to me. and it made me appreciate where I am now. But it was a real grind. Like you're driving to the games, like I said, Shepherd, D&E, Wesleyan. I mean, you're driving through the snow. I mean, you're driving. You live it. Yeah, so that's what it was, man. I wouldn't trade it for the world, though.
That's probably a good coaching experience, though, learning
everything.
Basically everything in a couple of years, you know what I mean? Going from D2 to D1, but you learned so much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you just get thrown in the fire. Look, this is what has to be done.
Right.
We got to get it done.
Right. Yeah. That was it, man. We full-timers, Coach Poor was the head coach. I was assistant coach, and Matt Green. Matt Green,
Rick's son.
Yeah, the head coach of Capital.
Oh, okay.
He was a part-time coach, and he was teaching at Capital and then driving down. So we had Matt. I think I worked with Matt 4 or 5 years, but it was a grind, man. It was fun though. Once you look back on it, you like, dang, I really did that. But again, man, it's, what they say is beauty in the struggle, right?
Oh,
that's a show. So
that's what makes the good times worth it.
That's it. Right. So now, when we charter here at Marshall, when we hop on a plane and fly from here to used to be El Paso, for example, and we'll stop and say, hey, we got a fuel. Guys are complaining, oh, we really have to stop. I'm just on there like, man, y'all just don't know. You just don't know. You just don't know.
I ain't gonna lie, that trip to El Paso was a grind, though.
Right.
That was a long flight, bro.
Yeah. That was a grind. So, man, I've been fortunate, man. Work with great coaches, great players. I didn't coach, obviously get the opportunity to coach you, but I coached Jared, I'm like 3, 4 years. No, Jared, we came in together. Yeah. John and Tavion and Deem and I mean all those guys, man. I mean, who else? CJ, Rondell. Yeah. I've been fortunate, man. So
all of them,
yeah, I've been fortunate.
Bad. I got us a little off task, but Cleveland State.
Yeah.
Talk about your time there.
My time at Cleveland State was good, man. We same thing, man. Great coaches. Learned a lot from Coach Waters. I actually seen Coach. They had an event down in Memphis a couple weeks ago. He's commissioner of it, the NCAA Academy.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Man, learned a lot from Coach, man. Coach Waters, Larry DeSimpler, Jermaine Kimbrough and I, we were assistants together. We talked a lot. He's assistant at Arizona State. Larry is the commissioner of a D3 league. Coach Waters is retired. Coach with my guy, he's at Dayton, Jermaine Henderson. He was actually at Miami of Ohio as assistant coach, young guy, when I played. He played at Miami of Ohio, then went right into coaching. So he coached against me, although he's only about three years older than me. Yeah. But he's at Dayton now. And we're all super tight. And I learned so much from those guys. Coached some really good players. Met my wife in Cleveland. So it's been good, man. I've been fortunate.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Who's the coach now at Cleveland State?
The coach now, it was Dennis Gates.
Yes, is he at Missouri
he's at
now?
Missouri. Yeah.
Okay.
He's at Missouri now. Yeah, he was there for like 3 years. A guy named Darnell Robinson. He's the coach there now. Yeah.
I read Coach Gates' book. Did I tell you about that?
No, you read Coach Waters' book.
Oh, I read his book. Okay. That was tough. Yeah, that was cool. I remember we talked about that. That was tough.
Yeah. So I've been fortunate, man, and to be doing it 20 years and be around guys like y'all still. Whew, it's I get emotional talking about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So was Marshall after Cleveland State?
Yeah. Marshall was after Cleveland State, man. I was at Cleveland State 4 seasons, and we actually played Marshall when I was at Cleveland State. A lot of people don't remember that. We beat Marshall when I think Coach's first year. Coach Dan's first year.
It was the year I was redshirt.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
That was my scout. So I came here hyped, ready to go, man. And came in, man, and obviously my family, a lot of my family came, and we pulled it out, man. So that was good. It was just happy to be back, seeing so many familiar faces. I've been gone for a while.
That's tough.
But then again, timing is everything. 3 seasons later, I'm back. So
there you are.
It's been good, man. I'm fortunate.
Full circle.
Yeah, full circle. I'm blessed, man.
So talk about your time in Marshall, man. You already said you've coached Jared.
Corney's first year was a blast, bro.
Here we go. What's the best team, in your opinion, that you've coached at Marshall?
Ooh.
You know what? That's tough.
I don't want the political.
No,
answer.
That's tough. I would even have to go with the team that won it. that team that won it,
Mm-hmm.
or this year's team.
Mm.
To me, they. I mean, we were good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we were good. Obviously, I've been here. This is going on my 7th season, so we've been good. But the team, I mean, you talking about Jared, you talking about, you know, you have everything covered.
Yeah.
You have John, you have CJ, who's a dog.
Mm-hmm.
You have Jared, you have Ideem, you have Jansen, who you know made big threes. You had
Rondell was a great role player.
Rondell, you know. So and this year's team I thought was a lot like that. You know, you had Tavion, you had Andy Taylor, you had Cam Kerfman, Micah, Obina, and then you had, you know, Jacob and whatchamacallit come off the bench. And those guys were playing the most minutes, but you know, let's not discount the guys that didn't play as much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're just as important as the other guys. So the chemistry, the togetherness, guys accepting their roles, all of that's important when you're looking at, you know, the really good teams. And I think we had that with both teams. Obviously with the 17, 18,
Mm-hmm.
17, 18.
Yep.
You know, we went a little further, but I think those two teams are. I mean, both had a lot of firepower.
It's crazy how when people really buy into their role, how everything just seems to happen.
Yeah.
And happen naturally.
Yeah. I mean, you guys know, man, when everybody buy in, like the success of the team, everybody eats.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody eats.
Everybody eats. And the sooner people understand that, the better your team will be. You know, everybody can't be. You know, I was just talking to Ryan today in the office, you know, about when I played. I played with 3 Hall of Famers, so that's why when you look up, I averaged 6 assists.
Mm-hmm.
But in high school, I averaged 28.
Yeah.
Right.
So you think I couldn't score?
Exactly.
You know, I can score, but I played with Tamar, and I got Joe out there banging threes. I got JR going to work. You know what I mean? So I said, you know what? Let me get 6 assists and focus on that. And that's one of the reasons I think why we had success.
And that's when teams get good.
Exactly.
For sure.
I agree.
And everybody did eat that year because John, he was first team all league.
Everybody
really should have probably been player of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
CJ was second team all league. Ideem was third team all league and defensive player of the year.
Right.
Rondell
Didn't he lead the country in blocks?
Yeah,
Dean led the country in blocks that year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean,
Everybody eats.
you know, you look at this year.
Well, they say I'm paid in full. Everybody eats, B.
Right. And, I mean, you look at this year. You know, you had Micah, you had Tavion, Micah freshman, Tavion player of the year,
Drew first team.
Andrew first team. You know, Cam Kerfman should have been something. So,
I got a question for you. How do you feel about the whole NIL stuff?
you know what, Steve, it's different. It's different.
Oh, it's a whole different world.
Yeah, it's different, man. Everybody's going through it. Mm-hmm. So I think you just have to adjust. Mm. You know, you have to adjust. I was talking to a guy on the phone today, and man, you got to adjust. Whether I agree with it, whether I like it or dislike it, it doesn't really matter.
It's here.
It's here. I'm not going to be the guy that's complaining about for 5 years and then get passed up. Yeah. So again, whether I dislike it or like it, it's here, and we just have to adjust to it.
They're going to have to find some way to regulate it.
I agree.
Or it's going to get out of control.
I agree.
They're going to have to find some way to regulate it.
It's already towing the line of out of control, honestly.
I agree.
It's good. The landscape now compared to even 3 or 4 years ago is just totally different.
But they didn't have that. It's as soon as they let them start making that money, it's just chunks.
That and the transfer portal hit right at the same time, back-to-back years. So everything is different now.
Right.
So, COVID didn't help it.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
Everything is just different, man. But you gotta evolve, and you gotta change, and you gotta figure out new ways, and you gotta reinvent yourself, and you gotta learn, and you gotta grow, and it's just,
evolution.
Yeah, it's part of it. So again, I could be one of those guys that sit and complain, because this happened. But you move forward, you roll with who you have, you try to do the best you can do, and you hope for the best.
COVID year. I got thinking about COVID. Me and Corney was together for COVID year.
Oh my God.
Bro, we were all there.
Yes, we were all there at the same time.
Bro, there was a point when I had football gloves, and I'm a GA. I had football gloves, a towel over the football gloves, and they're passing me chest passes, and I'm trying to catch it
I forgot.
with the towel and throw it back while keeping the towel, bro.
Right.
That's
Like,
crazy,
Oh yeah,
bro.
yeah. You had to
That-
wipe the ball down like after each person touched it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
COVID was
Yeah.
outlandish.
Yeah.
Extremely outlandish.
COVID was outlandish, bro.
That was
we could have
crazy.
our benches were spread out like every single.
Bro.
That was the craziest year I've ever been through.
I kept my glasses on, my gloves on.
Corney was there for like 2 years after. COVID been gone for 2 years. He's still wearing the glasses and gloves. Keep hand sanitizer on site. He wiping everything down.
Yes, bro.
Every
I
plane
do.
we step on, Corney
Yes.
got all the wipes, bro. He
Yes.
got
Yes.
a Clorox
Yes.
and wiping everything
Yes.
down, bro.
Yes.
And as
But I was doing that before COVID.
You're right,
I
that's
was
true.
doing that before
That's true,
COVID.
that's
Before COVID, I just wipe stuff down, and I mean that's just who I am, man.
as particular
that's
as
who I
he
am.
was about it, Rougeau was the opposite.
Bro, Joe thought it was hilarious.
Rougeau would just take his mask off in practice.
He didn't care about none of
Hey,
that.
didn't care about that.
That was wild, man.
Yeah, no, that was
We would be
crazy.
practicing, and they'll call us off the floor. Y'all remember that?
Oh,
That was called
my
for
gosh.
mid practice.
Mid practice,
Yeah.
he got a
Yeah.
he got a
So
positive.
we gotta shut it down for
Wearing
you know,
them
a day or two.
like
Bro.
mask, like they're not like these masks, like the ones that like wrap around your
Yeah.
neck. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, the ones that the sleeve.
They
man,
like as soon as it come down,
Yeah.
nope, gotta be
Right.
right back up. I'm
Right,
like, bro,
right.
what?
you couldn't
That's-
breathe it. I couldn't
was
breathe.
wild.
No.
And I was just
was
walking
wild.
back of it, past it. I couldn't breathe. I was like, I don't know how they're doing
It
it.
was wild, man. It was wild. But again, it's one of those deals. We got through it.
And then it backed. I think the craziest part was that it backed that whole class up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that
That's the craziest.
that's
yeah.
the crazy
Yeah,
part.
yeah. When you playing against, I mean, some guys, man. I mean, even this year, guy was 26 years
Oh
old,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played against a guy who was 26,
That's a grown man.
grown man.
He's got
Grown.
perspective.
Get to the cup anytime he wants.
Perspective.
He's got life
He
perspective.
does.
He's seeing
Well,
past
he does.
this.
He's got perspective for sure.
Right. So you know what, man? It's wild. It's starting to come back. Hopefully that part of it.
And
but-
it threw recruiting on.
yeah. Yes, it did.
Like that. And I never got into that, but that's your lane. Like,
Right.
tell me about how that affected
You know,
all the recruiting
It
stuff.
affected the young guys in that senior class really. I mean, because now
You don't need to recruit that class.
really you don't you need to skip you're gonna skip
Yeah.
the whole class really, and so it affected those young guys. Man, I felt bad for them, but again, it's one of those deals,
That's
man.
life,
It's one of those deals. As careful as I was, like I'm big on controlling what you can control, man. Control the controllables, and I mean, they tell us we have to go. We have to get off the court. They tell us, like, I don't like it. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I'm not gonna sit and
Can't whine about
and whine and worry about it, man. Just move on. Life, again, we're on the other side of it now, and hopefully we'll stay on the other side. And it's something that we'll be telling our grandkids hopefully one day. And
I'm telling you, people are gonna look back
Yeah.
at pictures and be like,
yeah,
"What were y'all doing?"
for
Crazy,
sure,
bro.
for sure, for sure.
But Corney, how sick was you though? It was my junior year. We was in Frisco, getting ready to play. Like we was prepping for La Tech, and they just dropped the
Yeah,
bomb on
yeah,
us.
yeah,
Like
they did.
Harvard,
They
or
did.
the Ivy
And
League
y'all
shut
were
it
on a
down.
roll.
Yeah.
The NBA shut
Yeah.
down, and we were like
Yeah.
playing
Y'all were
well.
on a
Yeah,
roll.
yeah, we were playing well. Now, again, I was sick about that. I had the La Tech scout.
Yeah, that's your scout.
So
yeah,
I was preparing. We beat El Paso. I want to say.
we just beat UTEP. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it
Yeah,
UTEP?
it was UTEP.
Yeah. So then, I remember we were standing outside the hotel, and everybody was on the phones and said, "Hey, man, they canceled the Ivy Leagues," and Neil was like, "Man, like, bro, they gonna cancel." So they canceled. So then now we're looking at the floor. How, when is our charter coming? Are we staying?
How
Are
we
we
get
going?
home?
Yeah. So it was wild, man. But I felt worse, for those guys, man. Because again, we were playing well. So
Oh, y'all were playing.
yeah.
well.
So
well, bro.
I felt bad for the players. Again,
I think the
was
girls got like taken off the floor.
They did.
I think
Yeah,
they were like
they
getting
did.
ready to tip off.
Yeah, they
was
did.
it halftime? Or were they
I
getting
think
ready
it
to
was
tip off or
halftime.
I
something?
think they're ready to tip off.
Was it?
And
They literally
Yeah, they
were
got
right
pulled
about to
off.
jump ball.
Yeah, they got
and
pulled off.
pulled right
Yeah.
off the court.
So I hated it for the players for sure. Yeah.
I cried that day, Steve. It was a rough day.
Yeah,
Lay in the bed and sulked for like an hour.
Yeah, I hate it for the players. Yeah.
What? That's the craziest thing in the world. Like, you're all geared up for what you've been working towards the
Yeah.
entire season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're rolling at the right time.
Yes.
And they come in and say,
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, it's
And there's nothing you can do about it
Yeah.
at all.
Can't do anything.
yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah.
can't
It's
play
terrible.
this
No,
game
you're
either.
done. It's over. We're not having a tournament. It's over. Go home. So now we're just figuring out how to way to get
How do we get home now?
And when are we leaving? That was the thing. Everybody was sitting around trying to figure out when are we leaving.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
We
great.
had been down there a few days too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had to stay another day at least,
we
one or
stayed-
2
we
days
stayed
down
there.
there.
Yeah, we stayed that extra day, I believe, and then we came back. Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, man.
It's wild, man.
Wild times.
Wow.
That's
We're
crazy
on the
as
other
that
side
was.
now, though. For sure.
From being around you, and it's not just players, you're naturally a mentor. Like I feel like you have a knack for that. Like right now, it's not just a player. Like Ryan tells me, like you're basically one of his mentors.
Mhm.
And you're a guy. Is that something that you do purposely, or is that just natural?
You know what?
And who did that come from? Because you had to see it from somebody.
Well, again, growing up, man, I hung around older guys.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I was that young guy who, even hanging with older guys, but even on the basketball court, I was that young guy who, I'm in 11th grade, and Tracy Shelton, by the way, played at West Virginia. His dad knows him, and best player I ever played against in my life. Should be in the NBA. Should have been in the NBA. We from the same neighborhood. 1987, he got West Virginia Player of the Year.
Mm.
So we were the best in our neighborhood. So Tracy's at Morgantown. He averaged like 19 his sophomore year. And then he got hurt, and he averaged like, I don't know, 7 or 8 his junior year. But anyway, I'm like in 10th grade. So this dude coming back from work, he's a college dude.
Yeah,
So we would pick teams, and his thing was, you get your 4,
Mhm.
and then he'll get the rest. And he didn't want fouls and all of that. And
He played the right
yeah,
way.
yeah. He was
That's
good.
how you get
No,
better.
he was a dog. Like,
Yeah.
and so Tracy and I would all, even though I was young. Well, let me go back. When I was younger than that, when I didn't get picked up, it would be my ball. So I'm taking my ball home. Even though I'm young, hey, I'm taking my ball home, man. Like for real, like I'm getting picked up. Yeah. I'm like,
Out here.
I'm
right.
playing.
I'm like in
Oh,
8th
we
grade.
ain't playing.
Yes, I'm in 8th grade, man, trying to play with old dudes. So I'm grabbing the ball like, hey, look, man, I'm out. We're not playing. Hey, or y'all get another ball. That's I'm playing. So anyway, but I got old enough to really hold my own, man. And Tracy, I never forget, man. Tracy sent me home many times, man. 9th, 10th, grade, crying like, you know, I'm mad. Like, man, I gotta get him, you know. And I was gunning for Tracy.
Mhm.
You know, I was one of those dudes like I didn't want to be like Jordan. I didn't want to, you know. And again, maybe that's crazy on my part, but I wanted to catch Tracy.
Mhm.
Like I was chasing Tracy,
Mhm.
and he was right up the street from me. So I'm chasing him.
It's a blessing to have somebody like that to chase.
Yeah. So I'm chasing Tracy, and he scored. And he put the ball on my chest, you know, because like my neighborhood, man, we were deep at the court, you know. What I mean, like older people sitting on the hill watching. That was the thing to do. Like Harlem Heights, man, shout out, man. Like that place made me who I am today. So anyway, Tracy would put the ball in my chest. You know, he never forget he had his girlfriend from college. I think her name was Crystal. Yeah, it was. She would be up there, and you know, he was I was like, man, this dude like showing off on me. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm young. This dude scoring, putting the ball in, or I foul him. He don't want foul. I don't want foul. You know, he'll score. I don't want foul. So, you know, doing that and just growing up, playing with older guys, being around older guys, kind of. I'm the oldest of my mom had 4 kids. I'm the oldest, so I've always had a knack. They make fun of me, say you always trying to run everything, like you trying to run everything. So I guess I just had natural leadership qualities. From that point of view, I was voted team captain here, a lot like Jared when he came in. When I didn't even play, when I was sitting out, the team voted me team captain.
That's big time.
And
That's huge.
yeah, so I've always
That doesn't happen often.
No.
yeah, so I took pride in that, man, and sometimes, you know, I've gotten better. You know, sometimes when I was here playing, it was a, you know, but that's how it was back in the day.
Yeah.
It was like a aggressive leadership.
Yeah.
Now I just try to, with guys like Ryan, man, he's young guy getting into coaching. I look back and say, you know, Ryan, if I don't try to help you, I'm not doing my job. Because once you get older, you realize it's bigger than wins and losses. You know, when you're young, oh well, we got to win, and we still got to win. Yeah, we still got to win. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm a winner. I'm a competitor, but at the same time, let me see if I can lend a hand to Stevie. Let me see if I can lend a hand to Jared. You know, because again, I'm not going to be doing this forever. Hopefully, I am, but in reality, I'm not.
Right.
So that's who I am, man. I think I got a knack for it, and I take pride in it. Yeah.
I feel like you was really good on the relationship side too. Like, speaking from experience, we came in together, but I feel like every year we kind of got closer and closer. I remember like my junior and senior year, we was in there watching film every day, or I'd just come by the office and we would talk every day. We'd take some notes down. But even now, like, speaking from experience, every time I come back on campus, you come in the gym with me, we work out, we go out to get lunch, you know what I'm saying? Like, we always keep in touch and stuff like that. And I feel like that's big for all the players, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, the impact that you have because you played the game, you from Marshall, and you got all this coaching experience now just impacting our lives, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's big, and I feel like that ties into that leadership that you was talking about as well.
Yeah, that's big, man. Hopefully, you know, I'll be able to continue to do that. You know, like former players, Stevie. Although I didn't coach Stevie a Marshall guy. You know, when former players come back, I put a hold on everything I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, you know, Ideem came in. We went to dinner. I hadn't seen Ideem. I guess he had been home 2 or 3 years. But we went to dinner. If a local guy like Millen calls and says, "Hey, we need," you know, whoever, you know what I mean? I'm that's who I am, man. Like, again, I take a lot of pride not only in Marshall but doing that for the young guys, because again, man, hopefully I do that for y'all and y'all can turn and do it for somebody else. You know, hopefully I can say, "Hey, you know, do XYZ," and then you can say, "Well, Corney was tripping today," but then you might get home and think about it and say, "You know what, he was right."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, sometimes my delivery, and I've gotten a lot better. My delivery wasn't, you know, my delivery was, hey, do it, because again, that's the era I came in. So I worked on my delivery, man, because again, hopefully guys, even when my delivery wasn't as,
Still saw
you still
point.
saw, like, you know, you might have got pissed at the moment, but once you got home and really thought about it, say, you know what, man, he was right. You know, I do that with my wife. To this day, she'll say something. I'm like, no. But then, you know, an hour later, I'm sitting there like, dang. Then I got to go like, you know what? You were right. Hey, I was tripping. You were right. So, again, man, I don't know. I take pride in it. I love it. I still love being around young guys. You know, I'm 45, man, but, you know, the young guys make me feel 20, 25.
I'm almost 30.
Yeah, so I mean that's that's what I hope to continue doing, man. I take great pride in that.
You got any?
Nah,
I got
man.
another question for
Oh,
sure.
go ahead. What you got?
All right, so for all the people out here that's watching that are aspiring coaches, aspiring athletes, getting into it early, what advice would you give them?
That's a good question. What advice would I give? Well, one, work hard. Coaching is not for everybody. A lot of people just like playing. A lot of people say they want to play until it's time to play. And what do I mean by that? You know, till you have to, you know, weights, until you have individuals, till you have practice, then you have to come back and shoot at night. Then you have to go to study hall. You have this test, and then you have to travel. So it's a lot to come with that.
And that's what it takes to be great.
Right. But a lot of people say they want to do it until it's time to do it.
Right.
You know, a lot of people want to do it for what comes with it,
Absolutely.
or what they think. And that's a lot with coaching. Some people want to do it it used to be put on a suit and tie and stand on the sidelines and walk out and let the people see you. But that's why I'm just speaking from personal experience, my time in state, you know, helped me. You know what I mean? Because I don't have a problem sweeping the floor. I don't have a problem working guys out. I don't have a problem driving the bus. Whatever I have to do.
Needed.
So you have to work hard. One, be committed to it. You know what I mean? So obviously, if you're working hard, you're usually committed to it. Be loyal. You know, again, man, some people, they'll do anything to get
to that next step.
You know what I'm saying? So be loyal. I was talking to a friend of mine today. Like he's talking about his job, and he was like, man, you know what? I was tripping. You know, I talked to my mom today, and I'm blessed. And he got caught up in money. So don't get caught up in money. You know, be where your feet are. Do a great job where you are, and everything you want. It's just like we talked about. Just like you talked about the team. Be where your feet are, and then do a good job there, and then success and everything you want will come. Everything you want, and it may not come in your time, because again, I've been doing this 20 years, man. When I was at West Virginia State, you don't know how bad I was like, man, I gotta get to Marshall. I gotta get to Marshall. Like my whole, and it took just timing. You know what I mean? I didn't know Coach D'Antoni. I met him when we played him at Cleveland State, but I didn't know Coach D'Antoni at all. Didn't know him, and now I'm been back. He can't get rid of me now. But yeah, you gotta work hard, man. Be committed to it. Be loyal. And be where your feet are. And just do a great job where you are.
That's huge in life right there. Yeah, being where you are, being like really diving into where you are in the present, and being grateful for where you are. A lot of times, you know, you could be doing a whole lot, but you're in the future. You're thinking about what's next, and you're not really grateful for what you got, and that's when people fumble it.
Dude, I'm telling you, I was talking to my guy about that earlier. We was just be grateful, and again, you can keep learning, you can keep growing. There's no room for growth. There's always room for growth.
Always.
Keep growing. Some people say that on jobs. Also, I've maxed out. Keep growing and keep doing a great job, and then everything you want will come. Mm-hmm. Everything. You want the money, you want the fame, you want this, you want this, you want this, you want the head coach, whatever you want, it will come. Yeah. It will come, for sure.
That's tough. One more thing, Corney. I know it wasn't your team, but like, how was it watching the TBT and like being able to come to Wheeling and come to Philly
we appreciate
and watch
that.
us play?
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? That was dope. You was front row. You
sure.
was standing up, talking to us and interacting with everybody and stuff. How was that? Just seeing all the Marshall guys and everybody getting together.
That's my team.
Yeah.
What you mean? You said when your team, y'all Marshall.
Meaning you didn't coach.
I know what you mean.
Team.
I know
like,
what you mean. No, man. We were into it.
Yeah.
We were into it, man. It was. Again, man, it makes me proud to see y'all guys, you know what I'm saying, doing that type of stuff and just being positive and representing the right way. And because that's another thing you asked about coaching. Like, don't take things for granted. You know, you don't take teammates for granted. Don't take good coaching, good people for granted. So that says a lot about y'all. You know, you guys, the support that you had says a lot about, you know, you guys, the team, what Coach D'Antoni has done, the atmosphere he's created. You want to come back. You want to come back. Tavion, John, guys like that want to come back. It's no different than my team, Coach White's teams. Me, Tamar, JR, Joda, Derek Wright.
Y'all always around.
We're always around.
Yeah.
So that's important. Coach D'Antoni created that environment where all you guys wanted to come, and even the guys that didn't play at Marshall took pride. So that speaks volume.
That's facts.
That speaks volume to y'all, man. Like here was my trip. All right, I saw you guys. I think in Charleston. I said if y'all win, I'm there on Saturday. Wasn't it Saturday?
Yeah, you did say that. You did.
So I drove to Memphis on Sunday.
Ooh, that's a
drove
drive
8.5
right there.
I drove 8.5 hours to Memphis. I could have jumped on a plane, but I said, you know what? I'd rather drive, take my time, whatever. So I drove to Memphis. I was in Memphis Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Left Thursday. Coach Dan calls me on Wednesday, said, hey, we having a watch party for Heard That at my house on Thursday at 7. I'll be there. I got back at 5:30 from Memphis, fresh off the road. Took a shower, went up there, joined the team. You know, I'm exhausted, but I'm like, no way I'm missing this. So, joined the team. You guys beat West Virginia. So we're all hyped up.
I saw the video, by the way. You was turned.
Yeah. So we're all excited. Boom. So Saturday comes. I'm like, look. I tell my wife, I said, we're going to Wheeling. So Friday we just chill. Saturday we get up. We're headed to Wheeling. So now, granted, I just got off the road from Memphis. You know, like 2 days before, a day and a half, we drive to Wheeling. Get to Wheeling. Beat who do we beat?
Sideline Cancer.
Sideline Cancer.
Yeah.
Beat Sideline Cancer. So I'm standing there talking to John Elmore's father-in-law, and he's mentioning the game tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I looked and I said, no. I said, they play in Philly. He said, no. Coach, they play
Got
here.
one more.
Yeah, they play here. And I said, no way. So I'm looking at him like, I said, are you sure? And he tapped Tori, John's wife, and said, don't they play? She's like, yeah, tomorrow here 4. So now I look at my wife. Now, granted, we don't pack. We didn't pack anything, like, because we were going back. I look at her and I was like, damn, we got to stay.
We got to.
So because I'm not driving back. I'm just driving all over the world. So we ended up, man, we went to TJ Maxx. I got this T-shirt I have on now. Got some sweatpants. Went to Walmart, you know, change up underclothes and toothbrushes. Got a room. Ended up staying, man, because no way we were missing that. So then we went to that game,
Mm-hmm.
got back 9:30. Coach Dan, he drove back and forth. But we get to the office on Monday. He comes in. You want to ride to Philly? He said, yeah. I said, Coach, let's go. He said, you mind driving? He's like, because I don't want to fly. I was like, yeah, Coach, let's go. So then we had workouts. So Coach Caldwell and Coach Williams, they ran workouts, the last 2 workouts, because we were done.
Mm-hmm.
We were on break. So me and Coach D'Antoni missed that Wednesday and Thursday. So he said, what time you picking me up? He said, we'll get the rental car and all of that. So got the rental car, drove up to Philly, what was that, Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Drove to Philly on Wednesday. I picked him up at 9, drove to the hotel, changed, right to the game. From the game, he said, what time we leaving? He's like, I get up early. I'm up at 5 o'clock. I'm like, Coach, we're not leaving at 5 o'clock. I'm like, we're not leaving at 5 o'clock. I was like, we're not leaving at 5. He's like, well,
if he ain't
he ain't driving. Yeah. He said, so I'm trying to make it easy on you. I said, well, first I was thinking 9.
Looks like you're going to have a couple hours to
yeah,
explore the city.
Then I was like 9. Then I was like, you know what, Coach? I was like, 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock, I come downstairs. He's down there working his puzzle. We get in the car and shoot back. But, I mean, we'll do it again. I mean, it was fun, man. Great time. You guys represented in a first-class manner, which we don't expect anything else. That's part of our recruiting strategy, looking to bring good players, good families who love Marshall, who will always be around, even for the young guys, man, because that's important. That's how you keep a program rolling. That's how doing what you guys done and representing the first-class manner. That's how you keep a program rolling. That's how you keep a program in a good light.
Mm-hmm.
So appreciate y'all for representing. I was into it, man.
I heard you back there. Corney back there coaching.
I was into it, man. I couldn't. I
stood up. He had to
Wheeling,
stand up.
Yeah, Wheeling, I couldn't sit down. People like texting me like, "Where you at?" And I was like, "I'm standing up." Like I was into it, man. But that was big time.
I'm gonna tell you this. I've never seen a Marshall team win a game going 1 for 19 from the 3-point line.
Right. That
Tough,
was
man.
that was tough.
This is tough.
That was tough. And getting good looks. I mean, it was just, but still had a chance to win it.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. But you guys, and me and Coach Dan, we talked about it, like even in the locker room, to see that guys were actually hurting. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you close to the money. Don't get me wrong, but
it was more than that.
It was more.
It was way more.
You can tell it was more. It was more than that.
All the non-Marshall guys, and it happens every year. They all just get invested because they see how much we want to win.
Right.
They see how much it means to
Right.
us just to represent Marshall.
Yeah, they said that multiple times.
Multiple times.
All of them
Did
say
they?
that. Yeah, for sure.
Like Jacory has said so many times, I wish I would have transferred to Marshall and just played with
Yeah,
him.
Right.
Facts.
Wow.
And it's, man, he sees how much we care about it, especially the team. They see how much we care about it, and it's because it's not just where we went to school; it's where we found our brothers. Like
Right.
it's where we bonded.
Right.
It's where we went to war. Like it's
right. And people here care, obviously, because again we talked about it. Because they can connect with the Jared West from Clarksburg. They can connect with the Stevie Brown who's from Logan. They can connect with the John Elmore. They can connect, and we
with the Corney Jackson.
Yeah, well, O'Keefe, yeah, Tamar Slade,
Yeah.
Beckley.
Yeah.
We can't lose that.
No,
Hopefully,
for sure.
hopefully we'll be able to hang on to that, cherish that, bottle it up, keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No doubt, man.
You got anything, Jared?
Nah, man, that's it.
You got anything
No,
else
good.
you want to
No,
say?
man,
Coach?
I appreciate y'all, man. This is fun. I'm available anytime. Don't matter. I'm always here. You call me. If you want to do a podcast, modcast, podcast, we can do it, baby. All right?
Oh, we'll pull you up on the. We can do virtual ones anytime.
Hey, anytime.
Just so people know, bro, this pool table right here, me and Corney, we played pool one night.
What happened?
Sweep 3-0.
Clean?
Swept them 3-0. Yes. It's documented
Now,
on
Corney
Twitter.
was saying
it's on
that it
Twitter.
wasn't
You
documented.
can find it on his Twitter.
He was saying it wasn't.
it
Stevie,
happened.
let me tell you like this, right? And you're a competitor. When it was Jared's first time over to my house. Listen to me. So I didn't want him leaving and not coming back. You know what I mean? If I really would have put it on him, yeah. I mean, I wanted people to come back. That's why I say, that's why upstairs, hey, you want some pizza, some wings, we got some water. You want to win, you want to beat me on the pool table. I'll allow people to do that. I'll say they'll come back.
We got to run there.
Yeah.
So I have to.
Yes. So I let people come. I entice them to come back.
I used to say this. Look, when I would play, him and John and
Stop
them
it,
one-on-one.
bro.
Right.
Here
We would
go,
play a
bro.
series. So
Right.
we'd play like a best of 5 series. And I would always let them win the first game. And I would go, building them up
Yeah.
to tear them
Right.
down.
Right.
Yeah, you let the young fellas
Oh, my
feel
God.
good
You
about
have
themselves.
to.
And then once they get real comfortable,
You have to.
that's the
okay.
life.
That's what I'm saying. He comes back, so now he's back. Now
What we gonna do?
it's a different story.
What you gonna do,
Oh
Jay?
my gosh. Here you guys, bro.
But I appreciate everybody tuning in, man.
Nah,
that
for sure,
does it
man.
for another episode of Heard the Word podcast. We'll be back. Stay tuned and I appreciate you.